Hey everyone, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be reading some new releases. So I am planning on reading a few new releases in this vlog. There have been a couple of releases that have come out that I'm super excited to be reading. So I'm going to be reading them over the next few days. So the first book that I'm going to be reading for this video, which I'm super excited about, is The Wild Card by Stephanie Archer. So I did grab this book from Kindle Unlimited and this is the book that I'm going to be starting with. I'm super excited to read this book. This is a single dad hockey romance and this is the fifth book in the Vancouver Storm series and I'm so excited to get into this. So I'm not going to make this intro super long because I'm that excited to start reading. So with that, let's go ahead and get on into The Wild Card. I'm finally reading a book this month that is making me feel something because so far all of the books that I've read this month have been 2-star reads. Like none of the books have been doing it for me, but I fear this one has me giggling and kicking my feet. So I am 46% into this book. I have been reading this for the past couple of hours. I am currently on chapter 43, which is page 201. And yeah, I feel like the pining is really starting and I'm just eating it up. I feel like now that we've gotten kind of the main conflict slash miscommunication, which because it's not really a miscommunication, it's more of just like a misunderstanding sort of situation. Now that we've got that all settled, the pining can start and I'm here for it and I'm loving it. And I am just having the best time reading this and I'm gonna keep going. Plus, I will say, I absolutely love the single dad trope in this book. I feel like it's working so well for me. I feel like the daughter, Bia, she is so cute and I'm really excited to see the way that the relationship not only with Bia and Jordan will develop, but also the way that the three of them will develop. And I do really appreciate the fact that there are like healthy co-parenting aspects to this book because Tate does co-parent with Bia's mother, and while Bia's mother is, I think her name's Holly, while Holly is married and has a significant other, they're still able to have a healthy co-parenting relationship, and I'm really loving reading about that. And even though I feel like Jordan has trust issues from the things that happened with her dad, I feel like she is seeing Tate in like a different light, even though she doesn't have like the best relationship with her dad. And I don't know, it's just it is feeling so good to be reading. Like I am just so happy to be here and I'm gonna keep reading. I paused to watch an episode of Heated Rivalry because while I was waiting on my loaves to bake, I watched an episode, but now I think I'm gonna read a few chapters and then I might start back Heated Rivalry again, but we'll see. But I'm definitely going to keep reading. I might finish this tonight, we'll see. And yeah, I'm just feeling very much in a romance mood now that I feel like I'm reading some really good romance. Just finished Wild Card by Stephanie Archer and I'm reading this book 4 stars. So I really enjoyed this book, but I will say I feel like towards the end it was getting very dragged out. I don't know, I feel like this book felt very long towards the end, which I feel like it is more of a slow burn than the other books in the series, and it definitely was a lot more toned down on the spice than the other books in the series, which I mean, I don't care about that, so that didn't bother me. But I will say like the storyline just felt a little dragged out, and then when it got to the playoffs at the end, I felt like that just felt a little rushed. And their connection, while it was there, I feel like while we had a little bit more pining and things in the beginning, I feel like the way way that they ended up together in the end was just fine. I don't feel like the payoff was really there like I was anticipating or really wanting, but I still really overall enjoyed the book. Like, I still thought that it was a very good book. I really liked the storyline. It literally had me kicking my feet and giggling. I loved the dynamics between Tate and Bea, as well as Jordan and Bea, and even Jordan and Tate, and the familiar relationships between like all of the characters. And I really just enjoyed the overall dynamics of the story, even if there were a few things about it that I just didn't love. But honestly, that is exactly why I'm giving it 4 stars, because it wasn't exactly perfect to me, but it was still really, really good. And I would definitely recommend the book, and especially the series. I feel like so far book 4 has been my favorite. Book 4 and probably book 1 in the series have been my favorite so far, and I'm definitely excited to see where we're gonna go, because it seemed like there at the end we got hints as to what could be coming next, whether that be a continuation in this series or essentially like a spin-off of this series following a couple of the players on the team that are a bit younger. But overall, I'm definitely excited to see what comes next from Stephanie Archer, and there are a couple books left on her backlist that I do want to go back and get to, so I will potentially get to those at some point this year. But I am now finished with the first book that I was planning to read in this video, so I will be moving on to the next book tomorrow. I'm still very much in a romance mood, so I think the next book that I'm going to be starting is Just for the Cameras by Megan Quinn, and I'm super excited for this book. This book is like a little bit thicker than I was expecting it to be, but I don't know, I would read like 1,000 pages from Megan Quinn. I absolutely love her writing style, and her humor is just everything that I love and appreciate in books. So I'm super excited to start that tomorrow, but for now I'm going to bed. It's almost midnight. It's like 11:30 and I am feeling so very sleepy. I'm going to my dad's house tomorrow around lunchtime, so I'm not exactly sure how much reading I'll be able to get done, but I'm definitely probably going to download it and take my Kindle. I might just take the book with me, because I did actually grab a copy of the book, so I might just take the book with me. We'll see. But yeah, that's my update for now, and I will probably talk to you guys tomorrow if and when I have an update on Just for the Cameras. Started Just for the Cameras by Megan Quinn. So I haven't gotten very far in this at all just yet. I am only on page 23, which is chapter 3, and so far I am enjoying this. I'm only 20 pages in, so I don't really have like a super big first impression, but I will say we're following Graydon, and he is a professional football player, and I do not think we have met him previously in any of Megan Quinn's other books, or at least that I can remember. And also too, so I think this is just going to be a trilogy, because we've got OC, who is from the Vancouver Agitators series by her, and then Bennett, who I am trying to remember. I feel like I've seen him in a different book before, but I can't exactly remember which one. And then of course now Graydon, and I don't remember OC getting traded. Like, I don't remember that happening. I don't know, but essentially we're in San Francisco, we're following Graydon. He is a football player for the Foghorns is his team, and their team is really bad. They lose a lot, and so essentially he has been tasked with uplifting the team's image. And so he and these 2 other players from these 2 other organizations are now supposed to help make their teams look a little bit better, and they're doing that by volunteering at the zoo. And at the zoo we have Mabel, and she is, I don't know if she's like actually a zookeeper. I don't know what her actual title is, but we did actually meet her in the Bridesmaid series, and I remember her popping up, but I don't remember a whole lot about her, so I'm excited to learn more about her in this book. But she essentially works at the zoo. She works with the flamingos, and Graydon has been assigned to work with the flamingos, and it seems like there is sort of almost like a Grumpy Sunshine type dynamic between the two, which I know I'm going to enjoy because I do really like Grumpy Sunshine. And also there seems to be some familial dynamics that I think we're going to explore between Graydon and his dad. And this book is like fairly chunky, so I feel like we have a lot of room to work with plot here, so I'm excited to keep going in this. I'm actually about to get ready to start going to my dad's, so it's currently 10:22 right now, so I'm probably gonna head over there like in the next hour or so, maybe a little less, and I'm gonna go put his loaf that I made him yesterday back in the oven so that way it can like warm up. I'm gonna refresh it so that way it's like nice and warm and crunchy when I take it over there. And yeah, I probably am just gonna throw on like a sweatshirt. Like I know I have on this like cardigan right now, but I have like this tank top cardigan thing, and I'm gonna keep these pants on, but I think I'm just gonna like put on a sweatshirt over this before I head out. And yeah, honestly, that is my update for now. I haven't gotten too far. I did download the audiobook from Audible, so I will listen to this in the car on the way there. This audiobook is told in full narration, which I love, that full cast narration, which I love. I am so obsessed with like duet and full cast narrations. Like they're actually my favorite audiobooks of all time, and if I'm ever recommending an audiobook, it's probably got either duet or full cast narration, and I just absolutely love that. But also too, I need to get Navy ready so we can go. He hates the car, as we know, so I do also need to drop by his vet to grab his collar, because when he went to daycare yesterday they took his collar off of him and forgot to give it back, so we'll probably stop by there and pick that up as well. But thought I would just give that update really quickly, and I'm probably gonna pop in the audiobook and keep listening to the book now that I'm about to have to get up and start like walking around and doing things. So with that, that's my update, and I will talk to you guys probably sometime later if I have any more updates on Just for the Cameras. Hello. So I just got off a meeting with my group for my end of the year, end of the degree, I don't even know what you would want to call it, for my project. But I wanted to pop in and give an update before the lighting completely goes away for Just for the Cameras by Megan Quinn. So I'm a little bit over halfway through this book. I've been reading it some today, not as much as I would have liked, but reading some, and I'm currently on what I think is page 359. I did stop in the middle of the chapter because I had to hop on this call, but so far I'm enjoying it. I will say this book is definitely probably more of a slow burn than some of Megan Quinn's other books that I've read, and I think also too because it is so much thicker than a lot of her other books as well. She's had a little bit more time to play around with some of the things that are going on in the front half of the book. And I will say this book does feel a bit heavier just because of some things that are going on with Graydon in his personal life that he is very reluctant to share with Mabel. But we've gotten to the part now where he has kind of opened up to her a little bit. He has apologized for being a complete and total jerk to her, and he is now like realizing that he does have these feelings for her and that he actually wants to be around her and open up to her and really enjoys her company and her presence, and is starting to kind of reflect on why he is the way that he is in a sense. And it's nice to read about, but like he was a total like jerk at the beginning, and like not in like a oh that's so unforgivable kind of way. Like he wasn't like calling her ugly and like, you know, whatever, but he presented himself in a way that Mabel found herself feeling like very insecure around him, which was kind of hard to read, and especially because you do get his point of view, so you know that he's not really thinking those things and that she's just really kind of overthinking their interactions. But I don't know, I feel like the relationship is going in a direction that is fine. I don't know. And maybe I think I'm just not really connecting to Graydon. And I feel like I would like to see a lot more character development from him. Well, I feel like his character development is going fine and well. I just would like to see a little bit more from him. And I don't know. Overall, it's fine. Like I am enjoying it. It just is starting to feel like it's a 600-page book. And that's fine. I don't know. I'm still having a good time. I'm still enjoying my time reading it. I'm still laughing and hee-heeing and ha-haing. But yeah, I just feel like it could have been potentially a bit shorter, because I'm like, we still have this much to go. So what's going to happen between now and then? Because now we're starting to really dive into their intimacy and exploring as like an actual relationship instead of it just being this like PR relationship. So I don't know, that's where I'm at, and I'm probably going to keep reading. My friend's coming over tonight to hang out for a little bit, and I also have some homework to do and some studying to do, of course, so I need to figure that out at some point. But I definitely want to read some more of this before going to bed tonight. I probably will finish this probably tomorrow. I think I'll probably read when my friend leaves, but for now, until she gets here, I'm probably just gonna work on like some school stuff for the next like hour or so, study for a little bit, you know, and do that kind of thing. Probably see about potentially eating some dinner. I don't know, maybe we'll go out and grab something. I don't know what the plan is. I just know that she's coming over. So yeah, that is my update for now, and I will probably update again once I have finished reading the book. So I went off on a little side quest. So me and my friend Tadrian, you guys have met her before, but so she was supposed to come over and hang out, but instead we ended up going to dinner. And of course, where we went to dinner was right next to my local Barnes and Noble. So of course I had to stop in. Like, how could I not? So I got 3 books. Let's do a little book haul. I know this has nothing to do with this video, but literally I want to share. So first up, The Games Gods Play by Abigail Owen. I've had my eye on this book for a while and finally picked it up. They had a copy. I've been looking for this book for a while, and every time I went in looking for it, they never had a copy. The last time I went in, I think the one copy that they had was like kind of damaged, like, so got this copy. This was the last copy that they had, or it was the only copy I saw. So I picked this up and I'm super excited to read this. I've been hearing really amazing things about this book, and I think book 3 in the series is getting ready to come out pretty soon. So super excited to read this. Plus this is on my 12 and 26 list. So wanted to grab a physical copy of this. Next, I got The Lies of Lena, and I saw this in Barnes the last time I was in there and thought about picking it up, but decided against it. And then I saw a TikTok today and it put it back on my radar. So I was like, okay, if it's at Barnes Noble, I'm gonna get it. And I almost ordered it from Amazon today because I was looking for the OG indie cover with like the character art on the front, and all I had was this. So I was like, okay, you know what? Since I know they have it at my local Barnes, I'm gonna go there and get it instead of Amazon. So that's what I did and picked this one up. Super excited to read that. I've heard pretty mixed things about that one, but mostly good things, so I'm excited. And then finally I got Our Vicious Oaths by N.E. Davenport, and this is a romantasy that I've been hearing such amazing things about. Plus this is a Black author, and I of course wanted to grab it. I have heard that this book is so good, and I'm so excited to get this. They only had one copy at my barn, so I figured it was fate. So I'm super excited to read this soon. And these are the 3 books that I got at Barnes today, and I feel like this is a pretty like solid stack, and I like the theme of the stack that we've got going. So figured I would share the books that I got today that I wasn't intentionally planning on getting, but just a spare of the moment had to like pop into Barnes. But I will be picking Just for the Cameras back up tonight and potentially seeing about finishing it. So I will probably update tonight if I finish, and if not, then tomorrow. Okay, so I finished my book and I'm gonna give an update on that. But first off, I have a little unboxing. So I ordered this and I'm hoping that it's the right size. But so essentially I ordered a picture frame because the hospice center that had my mom before she passed, they sent me this really beautiful card, and I feel like it'll be a really good way for me to have a little piece of my mom in my house. So this is the card that they sent, and all of the nurses and things like signed it and everything. So I bought a frame to put this in so I can put this somewhere in my house just to kind of remember my mom by, because she didn't want to have a funeral or anything, so she was cremated, so there is not going to be like a gravesite or anything for me to go to or anything like that. So I wanted to frame this to memorialize her in my home, so that way of course I never forget about her, and I never will, of course. But so this is just the little frame that I got from Amazon that I ordered. I will say the color isn't exactly the color that I was thinking, but maybe I just don't remember it potentially. So, but it's like this brown wooden frame, and I definitely just plan on, like, I have some more furniture that I want to get for my house, so I don't plan on like hanging it anywhere. Like I plan on just like having it like sit, you know. But yeah, so I'm gonna put this in here. It came with the little border thing. I don't remember what that's called, like this little border thing, and because it's so large, I don't think I'm going to. I'm just gonna put it in there as it is, like this, since there's like the little white border around it. I don't know, I feel like maybe I should leave that in there. Let's look and see, because I obviously don't want to cover up a majority of. Okay, I do feel like that looks a lot better, so yeah, I will leave that in there. And so now every time I look at this, I'll think of my mom, and it goes very nicely with like the theme in my house, which is really nice. So yeah, I love it. I think it's so cute, and it'll probably go in my dining area once I get, there's like a little cabinet that I want for in there, so I'll probably set this in there once I get that. But for now, just going to figure out another place to put it until I'm ready for it to go where it's going to be. But anyway, so moving on to something a little bit more happy and bright. I finished Just for the Cameras by Megan Quinn, and I'm rating this book 3 stars. I felt like this book was quite long, and I feel like normally when I'm reading Megan Quinn books, I feel like they don't ever feel draining or long or like I am ready for it to be over. But unfortunately, I feel like in this one, I felt like it did kind of drag a little bit. I will say this was a bit more of like a slow burn book, which is fine, but I just felt like we were here for a long time. And I know that we were trying to explore them at the zoo, and also when Maple went to the training camp, and like them essentially trying to do each other's jobs for the social media presence and things like that. Like, I understand we had to see all of those things, but it just felt like there was a lot of filler things in this book as well that we necessarily didn't really need to see, in my opinion. I don't know, but overall I enjoyed it. I love that there are pictures in the book. Like, I always think that's such a fun touch, and I always love seeing them when they're in here. But I did not see all of these because I listened to the audiobook for part of it. But anyways, so I liked it enough. I will definitely continue on with the series just because I am very curious about Bennett and OC. I want to see their romances and their love stories because I have a strong suspicion that Gretchen, who is like the villain sort of in this, I mean, she's not really the villain, but she's like the PR crisis manager. I have a feeling that her and OC are going to end up together in a very like black cat golden retriever type vibe, and I want to read about that, and I'm so excited about that. But I think the next book that's coming out is probably going to be Bennett's book, if I had to guess. And so I think that one's like sister's best friend, so I'm super excited to read that one as well. But now that I'm finished with Just for the Cameras, I will be moving on to the final book that I'm going to be reading in this video, and that is going to be An Arcane Inheritance by Camilla Cole. This book came out in January, and this is a dark academia fantasy novel, and I'm really intrigued by this book. I've been hearing some pretty mixed reviews, but I have heard, I feel like, more good reviews than not. I am interested to see what I'm going to think about this. I feel like for myself, dark academia is very hit or miss. Sometimes I love it, sometimes I hate it, so we'll see how I'm feeling about this, but I'm definitely intrigued by this book, and I want to see for myself if I'm going to really enjoy this book or not. So this is the next book that I'm going to be starting, and I will talk to you guys once I have an update when I start this book. Okay, I've been sitting here reading An Arcane Inheritance. I literally just started it. It's only been like a few minutes, but I just wanted to pop on here and discuss something that I've noticed, and I don't know what kind of choice this is, but so I'm 26 pages in. I'm on chapter, I don't know, probably like 3, maybe 2, chapter 2. And I'm noticing these like little images in the corner of certain pages. And I'm wondering if those are like something that we'll kind of understand later on in the story because they're random. So the first time I saw one, it was at the end of chapter 1, and I was like, okay, maybe this is just like marking the end of the chapter. But then the next time I saw one, it was in the middle of chapter 2 on page 19, and then again on the next page on chapter 20. And now I'm on chapter 2 still, but I'm on page 26, and there's one, but it's not like double-sided, so it's only on this page, and then it's not like at the end of the chapter. So I'm wondering if these are like some sort of markers or like indications of something, but so far I'm really enjoying this. I really am liking the way that it is written so far, which I was a little bit unsure because it is written in third person. So I wasn't sure if I was going to like that, because sometimes I feel like third person really either hits or miss for me, and in this one so far it's really hitting. There are some things that are happening that I'm like, okay, I'm ready to learn more about that. There is obviously a rivals to lovers situation brewing in this that I'm so excited to explore, and I am just really enjoying this so far. I had to pull out some sticky tabs to annotate, and I gotten these from probably Smut. They'd come with my Rake Forge Royals book, but I feel like they match pretty good to this book, so I am using these tabs to annotate, and so far I've got quite a few tabs in here, so I have a feeling that this book is going to be rated pretty highly for me. Like, I'm really enjoying it so far, with me being only 26 pages in, and I'm like not really wanting to put it down at the moment. So I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna keep reading, and I feel like I might get a pretty decent chunk in this tonight, but I'm literally having the best time. It's so fun so far, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm loving the banter between our two main characters, Ellery and Hudson, and I'm like really enjoying like the banter between them right now because they're rivals, and I don't know. And like it seems like Hudson's family is like really in with the campus. Like the library is named after his family, and you know, Ellery comes from like a lesser wealthy background. Like, I guess I don't want to say poor because I don't really know if that's the case. Like, it just seems like she hasn't really been able to afford college. She had to take some years off between high school and college. She's now 21. She's going into her freshman year. She like randomly got accepted into this college that she didn't even apply for with basically a full scholarship, and so now she's going to this school, but also there's like some paranormal type things that seem to be kind of like going on with her, and so I'm definitely interested to dive into that a little bit more. But I don't know, so far I'm really enjoying this, and I'm definitely excited to see where it's gonna go. But yeah, I'm gonna keep reading and I will update some more later. Okay, please pardon the dishwasher in the background because I know you guys can probably hear that. But I have been reading more of An Arcane Inheritance, and so I'm now just under 100 pages into the book. I'm on chapter 10, page 97, and so far I'm loving this book. Like, I don't want to be like I'm getting a 5-star feeling, but I don't know, I feel like it could be. I feel like the writing in this is just really speaking to me, and the story, I feel like I'm just eating it up. Like, I'm not wanting to put this book down at all, and I feel like it's been so long since I've had that sort of like feeling about a book, and especially considering I was a little bit intimidated by this book at the beginning just because of the whole dark academia aspect, and me knowing that that's not generally something that I love or have the best luck with. So the fact that I am reading this and I'm loving it and I'm unable to put it down, it's just everything to me right now. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of reminding me in some instances of Legendborn, which I absolutely love. That is a 5-star book for me, and so I feel like some of the elements in this book are kind of reminding me of some of the elements in Legendborn as well, except this does feel like a little bit more of an adult version of that, kind of, which not by much, just because the characters are just a tiny bit older compared to Legendborn. But overall, like, I'm just having such an amazing time, and the way that Camila Cole describes things and like the way that she is explaining some of the thoughts that Ellery is having, especially when it comes to Hudson, is so just like good and poetic. So I'm gonna read like a little snippet here of like one of the times that she like describes it. So she says, his thumb traced the fragile lines of her veins. She still wasn't used to being this near to him or to the electric charge that his touch incited across her nerve endings, shocking and grounding all at once. Her mind told her to step away, but her body swayed closer to him, weak to his gravitational pull. In turn, he bent towards her like a flower to the sun, his dark eyes open and searching. Sometimes they were compulsively intersecting lines, but other times like right now, they were a tangled knot whose interwoven threads were impossible to unravel. This is her rival. This is her academic rival. And he just grabbed her arm. Literally, I'm eating it up. I'm eating it up. I know this isn't like primarily a romance. I don't even see it like classified as romantasy, but I don't know, something about Hudson just... And like, I feel like Hudson is so down bad because like there's a scene where they're getting ready to go to this like dinner situation, and they get in the car and he drives this like old muscle car or whatever. And so he's like plugging his phone up to the radio, and she was like, oh, it took him a minute to like find the song that he was looking for because he was more worried about finding the perfect song than he is about being late to where we're going. And he plays Isn't She Lovely by Stevie Wonder. I was like, this man is so down bad. Oh my goodness, this man is so down bad. And I'm like, he's in love with you. He loves you. And I could just be like reading into it, but I'm like, yeah, I'm like, he's obsessed with you. And I'm here for it. I'm eating it up. I'm absolutely eating it up. And so I'm definitely going to be continuing reading. I have been tabbing the absolute heck out of this book because the writing in it is just so stunning and gorgeous to me, and I'm just like having the best time, and I'm just so happy to be here. And I'm gonna keep going. I'm probably going to figure out some dinner here soon and just keep on reading. I'm having the best time. I'm so excited. Like I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's gonna happen. I want to know about these little like page markers that are in the top of the pages, like on certain pages, and like that are hinting at certain things. And I'm definitely excited to see how the full picture will come together in the end. But yeah, I'm loving it. And I, of course, will keep you guys updated. Hopefully my thoughts stay the same throughout the rest of the book. Good morning. It's been a couple days since I last updated, and I haven't made it super far into An Arcane Inheritance since last time we talked. So I am on chapter 12, page 113. I did not read any at all yesterday, but I'm about to sit here and do some reading now, and I think I'm going to try and finish the rest of this book really quickly. Also, sorry, I know you guys can probably hear the vacuum in the background. It's running. It's like pretty early in the day, so it's just on its little schedule. So if you can hear that, sorry about that. But I am going to start this again. I put it down, and I feel like I got like enjoyment paralysis, if you will, because I was liking it so much that when I put it down, I got scared to pick it back up in case I wasn't going to like it as much, if that makes sense. I don't know. But also too, I did spend the entirety of yesterday watching season 4 of The Lincoln Lawyer, so that is also partially to blame. But now I am going to sit here and I'm going to read this, and I think I don't have anything going on this morning, so I'm going to sit here and finish this, I think, and then after that I'll reevaluate what else I've got to do today. But for now, let's get to reading. So I just finished An Arcane Inheritance by Camila Cole, and I know I said that this was giving me a 5-star feeling, but unfortunately I am only gonna rate it 4 stars. So I really enjoyed this book. I feel like this book was beautifully written. I really enjoyed the atmosphere. I enjoyed the overall premise of the book, but I will say, while the writing was absolutely gorgeous, it did get a bit long-winded at some times, because I will say around halfway through the book, I did start to feel like the story was kind of starting to drag a little bit. But I will say the quotes that I highlighted and underlined in this book are absolutely gorgeous and some of the best writing I feel like I've read in a while. This book was absolutely beautifully crafted, other than the fact that it was a bit long-winded in places. And I will say that the plot twist at the end, I really enjoyed it, because while these little symbols that we had talked about did mean something in the overall scheme of things, I really feel like it didn't really play as big of a role in the story as I would have thought. So yes, we did get the meanings of what each of the little symbols meant, but I'm not really connecting them, and maybe I'm just not big brain enough, but like I'm not really connecting them to why they were on the pages that they were. I can kind of see how they were kind of hints at some things, but I feel like unless I went back and reread this, I don't think I will ever really understand what the purpose of putting those on the page was. But overall, I really enjoyed this book. I feel like if you like dark academia books, you should definitely check this one out. I feel like the magical element in it was really well done, and I feel like if you like Legendborn and the type of magic that is in Legendborn, then I feel like you will really enjoy this book, and I definitely would recommend it. I am so happy that I read this. I didn't even realize that I was in the mood for this kind of story, or that I was going to enjoy the story the way that I did, but I'm so happy to have read this. And yeah, I don't know, I feel like this was such a good read, and I'm so happy to have grabbed this from Aardvark and to have picked this up. But now that I'm done with this book, that is the last book that I'm reading for this video. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. I will have all of my social media linked in the description, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.